Today on the channel, I got one eye open like a young Cyclops X-Men 97 Mondo toys.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another X-Men 97 Mondo Toys unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the man with the plan, Cyclops. But of course, for all your Cyclops needs, Mondo. But for everything else under the sun, Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on in-stock items. Anything over $99. Does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And I've had this in the collection for quite some time. Finally getting around to unboxing this one. I believe this was the timed edition. It's so hard to keep track of in this day and age, but I believe that Mondo sticker does mean it is the timed edition. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a regular edition as well. Did this one come with a jacket? I guess we'll find out later on in this very video here. But of course, what can you say about Cyclops? Is he the true leader of the X-Men? Or is it Storm? Or is it really Professor X? Or is it a wild card like Nightcrawler? Who knows who it could be? But it is probably Cyclops. And Cyclops, one of those guys, kind of like Duke. There's a lot of controversy about his leadership. And I've always been okay with Cyclops, unlike that no-good Duke. That Duke, get him out of here, of course, as we do know. But we also know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. X-Men 97 riding in style here once again. Big box on here, of course, and we've unboxed quite a few figures from this line. I'm way behind in unboxing my Mondos. I still got Omega Red from like a year and a half ago. I got Man-at-Arms to unbox from He-Man, the Deluxe Skeletor from He-Man. I got another version of Cyclops to unbox. A lot going on in that Mondo world. Living that Mondo life, it's an expensive life, and it is not for the weak of heart, let me tell you that much. But beautiful packaging here. I love the comic background in black and white with the color Cyclops up there in front. You got Cyclops' name with the Mondo logo down low. Beautiful X-Men logo. That's my X-Men logo, of course. X-Men 97 on the side. X-Men 97 on the side. And guess what? X-Men 97 on the top as well. We do get some artwork on the back looking interesting. You got Corsair, of course, his dad. Give me all the Starjammers. Maybe give me the Starjammers all in Marvel Legends. I don't need them in Mondo. That's just me, maybe. But looking good on the back of the package. And, of course, the power of Velcro compels us. And that's some tight Velcro if there ever was. And we do get Cyclops on the package right there looking good. All kinds of accessories with this one. And then on the inside, we do got all the readout there. What's it say about Cyclops? It says too much about it, of course. But we got quite the War and Peace back here. So, of course, you can pause the video. You can read all this. I'm not going to read all this to you here today. But looking good. I like the packaging. I like what this brings to the table. But I'm going to take it offline, get Cyclops out of the package. We'll be back talking all things X-Men 97 Mondo Cyclops. All right, we got Cyclops out of the package. Let's dive into the accessories. And gotta say, this thing, of course, these Mondo figures, you set it, you forget it. It's kind of how it feels like. You order them, they're timed editions, then they come in the future, and you kind of forget what is involved with these. And this one, a lot of stuff here. More than meets the one eye is what we'll call it with this one here. But I'm going to dive in. We're just going to work our way through everything. Of course, got the Mondo stand. We're used to this. We always get a stand. Always nice to have a stand for these figures. Nobody wants a Mondo figure falling off a shelf, so you do get the stand right here. Now, this is the timed edition, so you do get the bomber jacket here for Cyclops. A very fashion forward of Cyclops back in the day. It's like he stepped out of an episode of Wings. Anybody remember Wings back on NBC? Oh, a childhood favorite of mine, of course. But he does got the bomber jacket right here, and then you get two extra arms here, of course, that plug in there. So choose your own Cyclops adventure. You want him in the bomber jacket, you want him without. And that's one of the difficult things I'm going to have with this Cyclops and a lot of Mondo figures, but it feels like this Cyclops more than a lot of the other ones. There's so many different ways with the hands, the blast effects, the eye goggles, and the different heads. And then you got this. It's a lot of different ways you can make. There's probably 1,000 different combinations you can do this Cyclops. So going to be very difficult to figure out exactly how I want him to be. But at least I'll have a nice hot cup of cocoa with him. I'm going to pretend this isn't coffee. I'm going to pretend this is cocoa. And that's a big marshmallow on top. That's what I'm going to say. But it's supposed to be a little effect there, a little steam effect. He's got his little coffee. He's ready to go. He's ready to fight anybody that gets in his way. How about some hands? You got 2 fists of Cyclops Fury. Those are coming out. I don't think of Cyclops with fists very often. Maybe you do. I do not. He does got the hey shooter hands. What you doing, brother? That's what he's going to do right there. Or he's going to lead the team. He's going to point in that direction. Or he's going to call somebody a loser is what he's going to do. He's going to put the L up for him. That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible of a leader to do, but you never know. You do get the 2 fingers right here. He's ready to go. He's ready to take on all comers. Watch out, Jean Grey. He's coming for you. He's got these 2 fingers ready to go, ready to do all kinds of damage. He could also, of course, put them up to the blast. He's going to do the blast effects, and you never know. Good time hands for old Cyclops there. And then we got the standard kind of gripping hands, a little bit farther out grip here, but 2 gripping hands there. So choose your own hand adventure. We do get that with Cyclops. Now, I guess we'll dive into, I'm trying to think which way to go here. Oh, we do got 1 extra hand right there. That's the other one. What is that? We get 2 of the same hand? What are we doing here? What is the difference? Okay, this is a little tighter grip. This is a little bit wider grip. So we do got a little bit of difference right there. I guess looking at different visors, we do get different visors. It's nice. You can pop these visors out. You plug the effect pieces in. Really comes down to how you want them to be. Now, you got a standard visor that you could stick on this head here, of course, the plain Jane head, if you want to. So we'll get to the heads here in a second. But you do got these visors you can poke in, poke out, do it however you want to do. Man, oh man, it gets very, very confusing. You got to choose your own adventure on your visors with this one here. But I do like that you can plug them in and out. And you got one with like he's loading up the eye right here. Just choose your own adventure, as I keep saying there. Now, you do get the blast effects. You get a long blast effects, like you just pew, 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 doing one of those kind of things. So you have that. Plugs in right on the end there. Looking very nice. You got a standard blast effect. This is probably the one of the 3 I would use just because it's kind of middle of the road. It's not too big. But then you can do a massive one like this. I worry about a big one like this because I always worry about the big ones. You never know if they're going to fit, first off. But secondly, they might weigh the head down and all of a sudden you got a tumbler off the shelf. So very cool in theory, but very heavy to just be dangling from the head. I can see this causing some issues down the line. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. You never know. You never know. But then we do get those effects right there. And I guess now we'll dive into the head sculpts here. How about? And we're going to go, I guess we'll go with the head right out of the package here. This is your standard Cyclops head. When everybody closes their eyes, as many people do, usually once a day at least, they think of this as Cyclops. Nice stoic face on him. Got the visor looking very, very good. You got that beautiful hair as well up there in brown. You got the mask, kind of the half mask we'll call it. He doesn't want to go full mask. He wants to go half mask on this one. But looking good. That is Cyclops X-Men 97. Now, you do get a second head here. Similar but different. Same kind of a piece there, but you got more emotion out of Cyclops. He's yelling, he's screaming, he's ready to take on the world right there. His hair is even a little bit more messy. This is a guy that's part of the battle. Part of the battle is what we'll call that one there. So we get those heads. Now, we do get this head, and I'm trying to think back to this one. I don't remember what this is from. Now, this almost reminds me of X Factor Cyclops, but I don't think of him in the purple. I think of him in the yellow and blue different colors there. I mean, maybe that's just me. I'm just struggling. This almost looks like a mechanical, like Sentinel or something like that, but I'm just not remembering the purple on this one. So forgive me. Please forgive me. But not a big fan of this one anyways. And I do have the other Cyclops, which is more of what I think of as, I guess you could say, classic suit. I think of it as an X Factor suit. Probably compare that with this one, possibly. We'll get to that unboxing on the channel. Stay tuned in the future, of course. Now, one that is really, really nice here is the ungoggled, unmasked version. It's like a young Peter Parker is what it almost feels like here. But you got those red eyes right there. He's ready to go. But you can put these goggles over it. I mean, we get extra goggles that can go over this if you want it to be. So you got another look for Cyclops. Scott Summers here. But you also have his glasses, and they do plug in on the side. There's a little connector piece, which will keep these glasses on, which is very nice to see as well. But those are kind of the protectors, so it makes him doesn't shoot his blasts all over the place so he can see. So another way you could choose your own Scott Summers adventure right here. Like I said, so many different ways to build this figure out if you really want to. I do appreciate this head here. So very, very difficult making decisions how I'm going to display this guy. Just going to have to really go through the paces and figure out which one I like best is what I'm going to have to do. But now we're going to dive into old Cyclops here, and we're going to dive into the suit first here. Now, it is his classic suit. You got the blue over the top, of course, all the blue. Then you got the black and the shading, of course. Now, he just got the yellow gloves going on, got the yellow trunks, got the xmen belt, got the big old yellow boot. However, he's got one of the things I hate so much about Marvel Legends Cyclops, and now I hate it about Mondo, is you got these straps that go over the thighs. Well, just like in Marvel Legends, they fall down on you all the time. Why this couldn't have been sculpted in or maybe glued in, and of course, I know somebody's saying it could be you. Kyle, just put a dab of super glue in there and it'll stick forever. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put super glue on this, so not going to end up doing that. But these stirrups right here on the side, whatever you want to call it, these things over the thighs, not a fan of that. I wish they were sculpted in. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments, but really just, I hate it because I can just see these falling too. All of a sudden you walk by, there's Cyclops, and you got these around his ankles. Not a good look for Cyclops there. You do got some wrist bracers here, of course, on the hands. And then I talked about the boots looking good. You do got the straps here, but guess what? The straps here aren't going to fall down. They're sculpted in. Wish they would have done that up there. Is what it is. Cyclops, he's been in the gym. He's got the six-pack going on, of course. Arms all the way around for us. Very loose in the arm, but as we know, this arm is removable. So a little bit looser than we're used to with our Mondo figures, but you need to be able to remove this to put on the coat, as we know. You do get a bicep. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop the clock! Seemingly a theme with the Mondo toys as of late. I absolutely hate to do this. Once again, I hate it in any toy lines, especially when I'm spending my hard-earned money. I work too hard for my money for these whoa, 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 stop the clocks. But man, this Cyclops not without issues, and we've seen that across the board as of late. So we go from the highest of highs with Lion-O, the Lord of the Thundercats, to the lowest of lows with Spider-Man from the animated series. Now Cyclops kind of joining Spider-Man. Not quite as bad, but well on its way here. As we got all kinds of issues with this one as far as the right arm goes. Look at this. Look at this. There's just a loose arm. This is like an action feature Hasbro wrestling figure back in the day that lost and broke. This just spins around like a helicopter right here. There's nothing you could do to tighten it. Obviously, it has something to do with the internal mechanism because these arms are replaceable. But man, oh man, we should not have this kind of looseness out of Mondo. I mean, what the heck is going on right here? So once again, quality control issues continue. I absolutely hate it, especially on figures that we're spending $200+ on. This should not be happening at all. So some more quality issues from Mondo. I gotta call it out. It is what it is. See you later. Cut looking good. Double jointed elbows, feeling very nice, very smooth. But once again, that stirrup thing just falls right down. Driving me crazy. Hands removable back and forth, side to side. Head removable back and forth, side to side. Head very easily removable on that one. I wonder how this looks. I have a feeling this looks terrible. It does look terrible. That looks horrible. Like, is anybody going to use this head? Is there anybody watching this review, be it right now when it drops or 10 years after this drops, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to use this head. I'm going to use this one. This is the one I want. I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody is. But maybe. You never know. But I do like this head here. It would have been cool to get a morph head, and I guess we got a morph head with Wolverine once upon a time. So I guess you could stick that morph head on here, and you could kind of pretend who is morph going to change into if you wanted to. Now you do get a little bit of hula hoop up there, looking good. You do get a little bit of traditional waist. Unfortunately, I do got a little bit of yellow paint right there from that belt buckle. So once again, you don't like spending a lot of money on these figures to have any kind of imperfection, and we do have some of that yellow from the paint on the abs right there. So very disappointing to see that, unfortunately. You do get the trunks here in yellow. Now the legs, they go up a little bit. Mondo, not known for their gymnast-like articulation, especially out of the hips. Always very tight in there. We do get double-jointed knees, a lot smoother than prior editions of Mondo, though, so I do like that. And then you get the legs back and forth, or I should say the ankles back and forth. A little bit of up and down there. No toe articulation on this one. Mondo, Marvel on the bottom. No holes in the feet, anything like that. But there's no denying this is Cyclops. Now, I have a few pain issues, as I said, and I absolutely hate these around the thighs. Absolutely hate these. However, on a good note for this one, there are so many different ways to make this Cyclops your own. There's many different heads, visor combinations, hand combinations, jacket and arm combinations. There is a lot to digest with this figure. So I really do feel like you get your money's worth out of this figure here with so many different display options out of this one. It is very cool, but I'm one of those guys where sometimes you can give me too much stuff. It's almost overwhelming. I'm not sure which way to go. Gonna have to figure it out, and I guess I'll go any which way but loose, like a young Clint Eastwood and that orangutan back in the day. That's what I'm gonna do. But Cyclops, pretty cool, and if you're collecting the X-Men 97 line, you gotta have Cyclops in your collection. It's just like Duke. Say what you want about Duke, and I'll say it all over in those Joe videos. You still got to have him in your collection, unfortunately. And Cyclops the same way for a lot of people. You got to, even if you don't like him, you got to have him in your collection. There's no doubt about it. So Cyclops, pretty darn cool from where I sit, and as you guys know, right here at this table. So there it is, Cyclops, X-Men 97. Any thoughts from you guys out there? What are you guys thinking on this one? Pick up, pass, long game, no game? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can now find me on TikTok with all my hip dance moves. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Cyclops, X-Men 97, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.